Imagine growing up in one of America's toughest neighborhoods, where violence, poverty, and crime surrounded you every single day. Now imagine turning those struggles into a career that spans more than 2 decades, earning millions through music, business, real estate, and entrepreneurship. That is the story of Lil Boosie. Known for his raw lyrics, fearless personality, and fiercely loyal fan base, Boosie has become much more than just a rapper. Today, he is a successful entrepreneur, investor, record label owner, and businessman who has built a multi-million-dollar empire far beyond the recording studio. Behind the luxury cars, impressive real estate portfolio, thriving businesses, and financial success lies a journey defined by resilience, determination, and an unbreakable will to overcome every obstacle life placed in his path. Growing up in Baton Rouge, Lil Boosie was born Torrence Ivy Hatch Jr. on November 14, 1982, in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and his childhood was as tough as it gets. The neighborhood ran on crime, drugs, and poverty, and violence was simply part of the day. He lost his father young, and his mother carried the family while pushing him towards school and sports. Basketball came first. People who saw him play thought he might earn a college scholarship, but money was tight and the streets were close, and slowly music took over. Instead of chasing the NBA, he started chasing a name in Louisiana rap, and that choice rewrote his whole life. The rise of Boosie. In the late 1990s, he joined the Baton Rouge Collective concentration camp, where his storytelling and unmistakable voice stood out immediately. He drew the attention of local legend C-Lock, and by his late teens, he was working under the late Pimp C at Trill Entertainment. Early records like For My Thugs built a regional following, and the mid-2000s turned him into a southern star. Albums such as Bad Azz and Superbad, the return of Boosie Bad Azz, plus a steady run of mixtapes put him on the map. He never leaned only on a major label. He built his career by staying close to his audience, rapping about pain, family, and street life in a way fans trusted. That loyalty still holds 2 decades later. Legal battles and the comeback, his momentum did not run clean. Across the late 2000s and early 2010s, legal trouble pulled him out of the industry for years, including a first-degree murder charge he was acquitted of in 2012 and drug charges that sent him to prison. Many people wrote his career off. He came home and did the opposite of fading. He earned his GED behind bars, then returned with a sharper plan, pushing past record sales into business. He had learned the lesson that separates famous artists from wealthy ones. Music can make you known. Ownership is what makes you rich. What he is worth in 2026, put a hard number on Boosie's fortune, and the estimates scatter. Celebrity net worth lists him at about $2 million, while other outlets place him as high as $8 to $10 million once you fold in his catalog, his label, his clothing line, and his property. The honest answer is a wide range, and the reason it sits below many of his peers is no secret. Prison time and legal fees cut into years of prime earning. He has also said an Instagram ban once cost him as much as $20 million in lost deals. What keeps the number climbing is his independence. Owning most of his own business means he keeps a far larger slice of everything he makes than an artist buried under a major label contract. The music still pays. More than 20 years in, music remains one of his biggest engines. Millions of listeners still stream his catalog every month across Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, and the classics keep generating royalties day after day. Live shows do the rest. He headlines concerts, festivals, and club dates across the country, still selling tickets long after many of his peers vanished from the spotlight. Longevity turned into one of his most valuable assets, the Bad Azz Business Empire. The bigger surprise is how much of his income now comes from outside the booth. He runs his own label, Bad Azz Music Syndicate, which lets him release his music, sign new artists, and keep the profits and the ownership in-house. He launched Boosie Juice, a beverage brand that grew from a fan favorite into a product stocked in stores across several states. He built the Jewel House clothing line, selling hoodies, shirts, caps, and streetwear under his own branding. And for an independent artist, merchandise often clears higher margins than the music itself. Piece by piece, he turned a rap name into a set of companies. From rap money to real estate, somewhere along the way, he grasped the truth most entertainers learn late. Music makes income, but property builds lasting wealth. Rather than pouring every dollar into jewelry and cars, he started buying land and homes across Louisiana and nearby states. He keeps much of the portfolio private, but real estate has become a cornerstone of his strategy, with some properties serving as homes, others earning rent, and several gaining value over the years. He preaches this to younger artists constantly. Buy assets, not just toys, because a career can cool off while good property keeps paying for decades. Inside his homes. As the money grew, so did the lifestyle. Boosie built a custom family compound in Louisiana rather than decamping to Los Angeles or Miami, a self-designed estate with luxury bedrooms, wide entertainment spaces, a gourmet kitchen, a private office, a pool, outdoor recreation areas, and heavy security. Staying home was the point. Living near Baton Rouge keeps him close to family, friends, and the community that made him. He has said many times that success means nothing if you forget where you came from, and that tie to his city sits at the center of who he is. The car collection. His taste in vehicles is no secret. Over the years, his garage has mixed American muscle, European luxury, and high-performance machines. The showpieces include a Rolls-Royce Cullinan, one of the most luxurious SUVs on Earth, worth around $400,000, and a Mercedes-Maybach GLS 600 valued near $200,000. He runs a Lamborghini Urus, one of the fastest SUVs ever built with more than 650 horsepower, worth over $250,000, alongside a mid-engine Chevrolet Corvette C8 in the range of $90,000 to $120,000. He has also rolled in customized Cadillacs and Chevy trucks. Unlike stars who swap cars constantly, he tends to customize his favorites and hold on to them. Jewelry worth hundreds of thousands. Hip-hop has always worn its success, and Boosie is no exception. His collection runs to large diamond Cuban link chains, custom pendants, rings, bracelets, and watches, many stamped with his own Bad Azz branding, so the jewelry doubles as a logo. Industry watchers estimate some individual chains alone clear well over $100,000. For him, the diamonds are not just decoration. Each one marks the years of struggle and sacrifice it took to get out. Social media as a business. Boosie has grown into one of rap's loudest online personalities, with millions watching him daily as he sounds off on sports, family, business, and whatever is in the news. That attention converts straight into money through sponsored posts, brand deals, podcast appearances, and interview licensing. In an industry where attention itself is currency, he understands exactly how to command it, and he has turned his opinions into a revenue stream of their own. No private jet yet. Fans assume every successful rapper flies private. As of 2026, there is no verified evidence that Lil Boosie owns an aircraft. He flies commercial or charters when the schedule demands it, which sidesteps the millions a year that ownership burns on maintenance, fuel, insurance, and crew. It fits his whole approach. He would rather make the practical financial call than spend for show, and that discipline is part of why he is still building while so many peers from his era faded. Family first. Behind the public noise, one thing stays constant. Family comes before everything. He is a father many times over, and he talks openly about wanting to leave generational wealth that outlasts his music. Every home, business, and brand ties back to that goal. He shares glimpses of his kids online rather than sealing his life off entirely, and for him, the real measure of success is not the balance sheet, but what the next generation inherits. The legacy he is building. Boosie's influence reaches well past album sales. For a generation of independent artists, he is proof that you do not need the traditional label machine to win. He stayed close to his audience, kept ownership of his music, expanded into business, and refused to quit through prison, health scares, and financial hits. His story tells young people from neighborhoods like his own that setbacks do not have to write the ending. He treats real wealth as something you own rather than something you spend. And by that measure, his empire is still only getting started. If this pulled you in, do 3 quick things before you go. Tap like so more people see the real story behind the diamonds. Share it with the friend who thinks rappers only spend and never build. And subscribe for more deep dives into the fortunes and business empires of the biggest names in the game. Tell us in the comments which celebrity entrepreneur we should break down next, and we will see you in the next one.